Hi, I'm Crystal. Look at this. This is our open orbital automatic welding machine. And as you can see, it's composed of 3 parts: the welding power supply and the weld feeder and the welding torch. You can use them to weld any pipe with a bevel. This is our K76 welding torch. It can weld from 90mm to 76mm. And today I will use this pipe to show you how I use them to weld. We first connect the power supply, now using 380 voltage industrial electricity. The minimum power of the machine is 80 kW. After connecting the power supply, we need to turn on the machine to check if it can run normally. When the machine enters, the welding interface represents normal operation. The machine is determined to be okay. Next, we need to connect the welding torch to the machine. We will start by connecting the negative connector of the torch. Now install the transverse alternating motor and the rotary motor. Align the position according to the clips on the aviation plug, then screw the socket. The 2 clear tubes are coolant slammed in length, and there is no positive or negative difference between them. The white one is the argon gas quick insertion pipeline. Okay, the touch is attached. And then we need to connect the handbooks to the machine to test. To test whether the torch can be used normally. It also has an aviation quick plug, which is plugged in and screwed in. Fix the torch to the pipe. It will be placed on the pipe with the clamps aligned on both sides of the pipe, and then the reach will be pulled to clamp the torch. Next, we connect the positive interface on the machine. Just align the tapes and the screw to secure. There is also no positive or negative difference between the area plugs of the wire feeder. Again, follow the snaps to align the collection and then screw it tightly. Now let's begin to weld this wire feeder. Now open the wire feeder and we will install the wire first. The welding wire hand needs to be placed at the bottom. Now we secure the wire feeder tray and remove the welding wire. If the wire is bent, we need to cut the bent part. When you are unworking the wire, remember to press down on front of the wire to prevent it from expanding away. Insert the wire through the channel above the wire feeder wheel, which is a dual drive wire feeder. After the wire has passed through the 2 wire feeders, stretch the wire in preparing for the installation of the wire feeder tube. Okay, now we fix the wire feeder wheel. Insert the wire into the wire feeder tube and fit it into the dual drive wire feeder wheel, but be clearly not to tighten it against the wheel. When preparing the piping advance, it is necessary to make a big bevel, and the inner and outer sides of the bevel 5mm need to be polished until the metal nostril is exposed. Before welding, we need to measure the pipe to get its diameter and wood sinkers, and then set the welding parameters according to the measurements. The pipe we are welding today has a diameter of 76mm and a wood sinkers of 4mm. The entire welding process is done in multiple turns depending on the wood sinkers of the pipe and the depth of the bevel. Now let's start welding. First of all, let's enter the programming interface. You can see 2 interfaces, one for smart programming and one for manual programming. In case you are not familiar with the machine, You can select smarter programming and select the torch model. Here we choose the 76 torch. Then enter the pipe diameter 76 mm and wall thickness 4 mm and enter the welding interval as 4. The reason why we divided the welding interval into 4 is because the whole pipeline we divided into 4 parts: 120-degree transverse weld, 120-degree elevation weld, and 150-degree transverse weld, and another 50-degree joint pass weld. There are 3 important parameters in this interface: current, wire feed speed, and arc pressure value. When you are familiar enough with the machine, you can set more parameters based on the pipe welding orientation to get a better weld in each zoom. The weld feed speed determines the height of the weld, and the arc pressure value automatically adjusts the distance between the tungsten needle and the weld seam. The cooperation between them can develop more uses. For example, when you are welding the second zoom, you can accelerate the weld feed speed to prevent internal excesses when welding in elevation. If you are not familiar with it, we can provide you the professional training, or you can choose side as your pipe and let us test the welding parameters for you. We use the system's all parameters, which can store 99 groups of preset parameters for easy recall at any time. Before welding, we needed to adjust the position of the tungsten needle and the wire so that the tip of the tungsten needle and the wire feeding nozzle are at the same level. If you want the inner wall will not be oxidized, we needed to fill the argon gas or protective gas into the pipe to exhaust the air of the pipe. And then we begin to weld. Now that it is all set up, let's start the arc. Now let's begin to weld the second circle. First, we need to measure the width of the seam, and then adjust the air amplitude and the weld feed speed. Now let's to weld. Now let's begin to weld the third circle. It is the last circle. We just need to repeat the same operation. First measure and then adjust the parameters. Now let's begin to weld. Okay, it is finished. Let's look at the effect.